Whole sports all plays. Yeah. Whole sports all plays. Whole sports all plays. 365, we making a plays. You talking the game, get you through the days. We're high in the court, the dime in the lane. Variety topics, living the same. All presentation, sports information. In the airways, taking the nation. All sport, all plays, like working your faces. Grace at the field, so tie the laces. Whole sports all plays.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to ASAP in the morning. It is your boy Pride, joined by Jonathan. Jonathan, how you doing today?
I'm doing good, man. How are you doing? I'm well this morning.
That's good. I'm all right. I'm up. I'm kicking. What a time to be alive. What a time indeed. We got a lot of stuff to talk about. But before we do anything, this weekend, at the age of 88, Bill Russell passed away. Obviously, everyone knows his credentials. I think it's like 10 years straight. He had like over 1,000 rebounds, something along those lines. 11 championships. Was a player coach, literally. A player coach. Jonathan, do you have any words about the late great Bill Russell?
Yeah, I was deeply saddened by the devastating death of Bill Russell. Bill Russell lived a good life. He impacted the lives of many, and his impact was felt tremendously on the basketball court. We're talking about a trailblazer here who, transcended the game both on a national and global scale. He was a popular face around the NBA well after his retirement. Just an incredible guy. He was a Celtics legend, but more than a Celtics legend, he was, this guy who paved the way for a lot of NBA players today. And, his impact again was greatly felt. He will be missed. The NBA now won't be the same without him. The NBA community will continue to grieve and mourn his death. And this will take a while for a lot of people to process and get over. I know he was up in age, but no one's ever prepared for death, a lot of people in the NBA community this morning are hurting. They're trying to make sense of it. And this has affected the NBA world tremendously this morning.
Dustin, you have anything to say, bro, about Bill Russell?
I mean, everyone likes to talk about Michael Jordan and LeBron James kind of being in that GOAT category, but you have to put Bill Russell up there also. He's got the most championship rings of anybody, whether it's as a player or as a coach. I believe he's got 11, if I remember correctly. So he's not only imprinted himself on the game of basketball as a player, but he's imprinted himself on the game of basketball as a head coach. Just what he's done for the game since he stopped playing, what he's done for the game before he became the player he was. He's just one of those legendary players that's going to be missed. He's not going to ever be replaced, as in, like, there'll never be like another Bill Russell type player again, I don't think. And he's just kind of one of those NBA players that you can debate and argue to put on like the NBA Mount Rushmore.
88 years old, first black head coach in history, 21-0 in deciding games. It was, I'm be a good noodle today, mostly because I don't feel like doing anything extra right now, He's a winner, right? He was a winner, and one thing was he was honest. He kept it a buck with himself. You know what I mean? It sucks when you kind of lose someone like this, But again, he kind of was 80. He was 88. He was getting up there in age and all that stuff. Really is sad, but unfortunately, you know, unfortunately, stuff like this happens. Obviously, my condolences to his family and all that stuff. Supposedly, they've been kind of they've been preparing for this. The past couple months, his health has been deteriorating, so they've been kind of that's they've been kind of preparing for it. I'm sorry, by the way, I'm sorry if I seem distracted. It's just just my bad if I'm distracted. My bad. I'm distracted because 2022, the land of this. It's the year of snakes. I'm telling you, it's the year of snakes. What a time to be alive. But rip to him. Hopefully his family, or kind of prepared everything and all that stuff. What a time to be alive. But speaking of being alive, Debo finally got paid. It's kind of funny because the Niners were like, oh my God, we don't like Debo. Debo, you're not worth it. Then they realized, oh, weird. We kind of do need him. So a 3-year extension worth up to 73, a little over 73 million. It's 58 million in guarantees, which, not bad. He ends up coming back for 3 years. Jonathan, let me start with you. Debo, now that he's staying with the Niners, how do you expect this to affect Trey Lance? Do you think Trey Lance will look good now that he has Debo, or do you think Trey Lance is just who we thought he was and we're not going to let him off the hook?
I don't think we're going to let Trey Lance off the hook so fast. I think Samuel means everything to the 49ers organization. I mean, that much was brought to our attention last season when he had, a monster year, put up big numbers. This guy can simply do everything. So Trey Lance is going to be in the back seat as far as I'm concerned. Debo Samuel is the man on that team. He is the staple for that offense. Without him, the 49ers wouldn't have gotten to where they got last season. They wouldn't have, made it as far and deep in the playoffs. But Debo is everything, and this just had to get done. He's good on special teams. He's the wide receiver. He's the running back. Hell, no disrespect to Jimmy G, but he even makes life easier for Jimmy G. Because he could facilitate the offense with his athleticism and his speed. So yeah, I think Trey Lance is not, of course, not as valued as Debo Samuel. A lot of people won't be talking much about Trey Lance because we don't have much on him. We don't have much film on him. We don't have many highlights on Trey Lance. We have all the highlights in the world on Debo Samuel. We know what he's capable of doing on the football field, and we know that he's a dynamic weapon and that he's tremendously talented at his position. That's where I stand with the whole thing. Debo, the timing was right. Finally, got a deal done for him, and this was well deserved.
Justin?
I mean, Debo Samuel makes everybody better because he's the best player on that team, but we still don't know how much Trey Lance is going to play this year with Jimmy Garoppolo still there. And I don't think we're going to have as much information as everybody wants on Trey Lance until he gets that full year of a starter under his belt, or at least that full reign where he's the guy there and Jimmy G's not. But this helps both Debo Samuel and San Francisco more than you think. Signing him to a 3-year extension not only keeps Debo there now, but he will be 29 years old when this contract is over, which gives him the opportunity to sign like another big 5-year deal after that contract is over. Keeping him here 3 years allows them to sign George Kittle before Debo Samuel's contract is up, because George Kittle needs to be signed in 2 years. So this helps them be able to basically maintain Samuel for the next 3 years. Then it allows them the opportunity to re-sign Kittle and then potentially re-sign Samuel again, depending on how he's feeling after this 3-year extension's over.
I'm not shocked at all that they ended up having to pay him. Look, Debo at worst is a top 10 wide receiver in the league, right? So usually don't let a guy like that go, especially considering that you want to move on from Jimmy G, right? If you move on from Jimmy G into a kid in Trey Lance that no one knows who he is, right? Think about it. They there's really nothing on him. And the problem is, and this is really truly the main issue that that's kind of, in my opinion, is kind of more indicting when it was a situation where they kind of wanted Debo to kind of cave in a little bit. Here's the thing. When you have a talent like Debo, you can't do that. You can't. If you have a middle of the pack road, all right, bet. If you have there's a point in time where every single player, when you're a top tier player, that top dude, anytime the organization tries to make you buck, the organization is going to lose. And do you want to know why they're going to lose more times, like 9 times out of 10? Because if Debo leaves, there's at least 7 teams that would have picked him up and given him more than what he was asking for. What's up, Joe? How you doing?
Good. Good. How are you guys doing today?
Well, we're just,
Yeah.
We find this stuff out, Joe. We finding stuff out.
I know. I understand pride, and everybody's gonna take time and refocus and get there. The reason I hopped on is because I wanted to share my thoughts on Bill Russell real quick. I heard you start the top of the show with that, and there's gonna be a lot of tributes and a lot of things. I recommend anybody, if you get a chance, go listen to Bill Simmons. If you don't, he did a really great Book of Basketball 2.0 pod and talked about what Bill Russell meant to the league and stuff. The NBA obviously just celebrated its 75th season, the 75 players of 75. So when we think of things that have been around for a while, Major League Baseball been around over 100 years, the NFL around over 75 years, hockey, 100 years. Basketball is really the one that still seems so young compared to some of the other leagues. But I will tell you this, nobody has been more important to the game of basketball besides Dr. Naismith than Bill Russell. What his teams did then with him and Red Auerbach, what he did taking over the position of player coach at a time when there were no black coaches in a city that, let's not pretend that he was the king of Boston. He should have been the king of Boston, but Boston never embraced him the way that they should have. They never embraced him the way that LA embraced Elgin Baylor, or that Milwaukee and LA embraced Kareem, or even Philadelphia and Golden State and places like this embraced Wilt. It was always different for Bill Russell. People are going to talk about his on-the-court accomplishments, which are incredible. He basically invented the block in college. It wasn't something that happened. He tells a great story that his coach told him, if you are a good defender, you don't leave your feet. To which Bill Russell said, what? Like, if I can jump up and stop the ball, that's what I'm going to do. So he essentially invented the block. He won titles in high school, in college, Olympic gold medal, professional titles. He won them as a player. He won them as a player coach. I mean, he is the ultimate winner, but let's not confuse what Bill Russell was. Bill Russell knew how good he was, and he didn't let people tell him he wasn't. Even if people judged him by the color of his skin or where he played or anything like that, Bill Russell knew he was the best player in the world, and he was going to go out and prove it. And I think that's something now we see a lot of guys, not just in the NBA, but in sports in general, who want to talk about, I'm the greatest and I'm this and I'm that. Well, Bill Russell didn't have to tell you. He went out and showed you. And if there was a guy from a before gone era that could play in today's NBA, it would be Bill Russell, because Bill Russell would do anything in his power to make sure that he got the best out of not only himself, but the teammates around him. Again, we have the Bill Russell finals MVP trophy because it didn't exist back then. The Finals MVP trophy. I would like to see an award uh, that kind of, and I think you can include this in the NBA and the WNBA. It would be not only for off the court service and what they do in their communities, but on the court excellence too. Let's not forget Bill Russell, as amazing of a player as he was also a pillar in the civil rights community. He was a pallbearer at Jackie Robinson's funeral. Let's not forget the summit with him, Jim Brown, Muhammad Ali, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, very young Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. Like, this guy has put his foot forward and tried to tip the scales of justice and injustice in a way that not many other great players have. We've seen players do this, but not many all-time great players. And I just want to finish. I don't want to hijack the show. I just want to say the world really has lost a bright, shining beacon of hope and possibility and excellence in Bill Russell.
And by the way, Joe, you're not taking over anything, because everything you're saying is logical. It is real life, especially back then, where you were basically considered scum just because you were darker.
Yeah.
It is kind of interesting how back then, even then, they looked at him and was like, "Damn, you a bad mofo." Like, back then, where you would get no respect because of your color. He had people look at him like, "Damn, you a living legend, bro." Robert,
Yeah.
any
Hey, you guys have a great day. Can't wait.
You too, Joe. Rob, Bill Russell, the man, the myth, the legend. Any words on his career, on his legacy?
Oh yeah. I'm hurt. I mean, you kind of, I hate to say see it coming, because I just had this conversation with my grandmother, and she's always, my grandmother is 96, and she's always speaking in preparation of afterlife and making sure we're good now. And I, honestly told her yesterday, Grandma, you never know. I can still go before you, so you never know. We wake up one day and one day we don't. So it's a very sad day. It was a sad day yesterday, still continuing to be sad. Bill Russell meant so much to so many people, especially me, a person that as you get older, you start to read the history on people, and we're black men, and Dustin, you always welcome to the cookout. You black at heart, my brother.
Of course.
But we've all in some way somehow have experienced some type of discrimination, and that's why I posted on Facebook yesterday. Imagine playing for a team, winning a championship with a team. You guys go out for a dinner and they tell you can't go with your white teammates in this restaurant. At the guys you just went to battle with, the guys you just went to war with. Imagine you're winning for an organization, and these same fans break into your home and write slander remarks on your property. That you never get recognized as that guy because of your skin color. So, and imagine still winning in spite of all of that. Imagine still embracing, your white brothers and sisters, even when they don't embrace you back.
If that ain't the ultimate suck my what moment, I don't know what it like. He was on that suck my what energy his entire career.
Yeah,
he did not care.
He's a winner. I like to compare, comparing tiers of players. I look at it in the form of how we compare tiers of musicians in hip hop. Biggie and Tupac, you just take them out of the mix. They just ultimately goated, and you don't have to put them in your top 5. We know where they land at in your top 5, and that's, kind of how Bill Russell is. You don't have to put him in your top. He's just that goated that we know. You say Bill Russell, and then you start mentioning your best players, just because he's an ultimate winner, and he not only won in the game of basketball, he won at life. He stood with Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. He stood with Muhammad Ali, and embraced other players that was going through similar situations, and one of the real staples of the civil rights movement in the sports world, and the world in general, so to know Mr. Russell went through all of that history, and that to this day, people, as grown as they are, look at Charles Barkley. This man is a grandfather, and he still had the respect to call that man Mr. Russell. You look at Shannon Sharp, they call that man Mr. Russell because he deserved that. And it's just a sad day. He lived his life to the fullest. He had a hell of a life, and our thoughts and prayers are with his family, his friends, his loved ones, to everybody who's been impacted by this loss, man. So, Mr. Russell, we thank you for your contributions, not only to the game of basketball, but to the game of life. And we love you, and our thoughts and prayers are with your family, brother.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. But there's one good thing. Whenever anyone passes away, there is one good thing that comes of it. They don't suffer no more.
They don't suffer no more. Yes, sir.
There's no more suffer because and Rob, you kind of alluded to in the beginning, they've been preparing for this moment because the last few months his health has kind of been on the decline. So they knew this was coming. So his entire family and his people, they've been preparing for this. They've been like, you know what, it's gonna happen, and regardless, we're gonna be as prepared as we could possibly be. Frankie says, I'm suffering because it's not KD.
I mean,
that's that type.
I won't respond on that one, Frankie. I love you though, brother.
No, I'm gonna respond, bro. That's a different type of hate.
Yeah, that's a
I
don't wish death on nobody. So
and y'all know how I feel about Steph, right? I always say I hate Steph, right? I hope and pray that one day, he thought he gets scared because he feels like he lost his wedding ring, and I just hope it was in the bathroom on the other side of the sink, and he just forgot to check there. That's type of hatred I have for Steph.
Yeah,
but Frankie's hatred for KD, that's different.
I'm not a KD fan. But hey, to each his own.
Damn, what a time to be alive. But Rob, I got
it's good to see y'all though, man. I know we've all had a hell of a weekend, but.
Oh, bro, it gets better.
See everyone on this panel,
bro. It gets better. It gets better.
Oh, I've been watching, and I always, my mom always say, you ain't got nothing nice to say, just keep it to yourself. And then also, I don't know everything that has went down, so I'm at my place and stick to what I know, and this is what I know. I'm glad to be talking about sports with you guys.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Rob, Debo.
Did they finally pay that man?
So 3 years. Yeah, they finally decided to pay him. 3 years. Let me double check. So 3 years extension worth up to $73.5 million. And in that, $58.1 million is fully guaranteed.
Yes, Lord.
Rob, I got people trying to tell me he didn't deserve it.
Oh my God.
That's the rumor going. Yo, Twitter crazy, bro. Twitter buck wild, bro. Come on, because I think I said it before here. While we're talking about stuff, I'll go on Twitter, right, to see what people are saying.
Yeah.
Yo, I got people talking about he deserve it, how he's overrated. All this food, Rob. I don't know what's going on. I don't know who hurt them. I don't know. But
some people just hate to see people win, man. It's natural haters in this world. It sucks.
Exactly. And I'm one of them. Yeah, I'm one of them.
It sucks. It really does. It's bad when you see somebody who has done so much for one organization. Debo is that organization. I love Jimmy G. And Jimmy G has proven to lead teams at least to get you to the promised land. Now, you might not win it, but he can get you there to the dance.
Right.
But Debo is a part of that. The guy's a utility knife. You need a bottle opener. That's Debo. You need a knife. That's Debo. You need a corkscrew. That's Debo. He does it all for the San Francisco 49ers. And I don't see why people are saying that man don't deserve to get paid. He was a running back, receiver, tight end, lineman. What do we classify him as? Yes, that man deserved that money. I almost want to say he deserves the $65 million guaranteed. If you ask me.
If we're gonna be honest, look, I've been a pro Debo guy since before it was cool to be pro Debo.
It's crazy.
I'm rocking deep with Debo. Not only did he deserve everything, but dare I say he probably should have gotten more.
Yeah, I mean, this dude,
especially considering and Robbie, and this is the scariest part about it. He's basically gonna have to run it back with Trey Lance as his quarterback.
oh. Hey, you know, and I don't want to persecute Trey Lance, but I think Jonathan alluded to it earlier. We haven't seen enough.
We gotta keep it a buck. We just gotta keep it a buck. That's
we
all.
haven't seen enough. Like,
That's
I
it.
don't know. Do you really? I mean, we just saw Jimmy G take his team to the Super Bowl. I mean, like, get close to it. You know, they at least beat the Packers. They got to the conference championship game. They've been to the Super Bowl. Like, Trey Lance, we haven't not seen what this guy is capable of.
And I just want to say one thing. This right here, in my opinion, is the biggest indictment on a rookie that you traded, right? So they traded up to get him, right?
Yeah.
They traded up to get him.
They
third.
Jordan loved him.
Right. They got him what? Second, third overall? I think it was third. Third overall, right? So they traded up and they got him third overall, right? They traded him and got him. And they said when we trade him, he is replacing Jimmy G. We drafted him because we want to move on from Jimmy G. That was the reason why they did it, right? His rookie year, he sits behind Jimmy G. Couldn't even beat out Jimmy G. And I'm with you, Rob. I do like Jimmy G, but Jimmy G is not a phenomenal quarterback. He's average, right? He's
good game manager.
Right. But Jimmy G understands that, which is why I think that's why I believe he's been able to help lead this team that far, is because he goes, look, I understand I'm not Tom Brady. I get it. I'm not Aaron Rodgers. I'm not Matthew Stafford. I'm not a top 10 quarterback. But I do know if you put me in a perfect storm, we can get wins.
Oh, yes, sir.
And he understands that. And that is something that a lot of other quarterbacks don't get. Some quarterback like Dak Prescott, he needs to get out of his mind like, oh, yeah, I'm a top quarterback. Bro, you're not.
At garbage time, he's a great quarterback.
And you know who else could be a great quarterback in garbage time? Lamar. Let's keep it a buck, bro. Like, come on. In garbage time, I don't want to hear nothing about it. But, like, it's like Jimmy understands, like, as long as everything goes around me, I'll play my role. And
I won't do too much. I won't do too little.
Well,
I'll do just enough to not throw away the game. And that's all you can ask for your quarterback. All you can ask. Just don't look, if you can't lead me to the win, at least guide us there and don't give the game away.
That's it. That's all we want. You give us that and we Gucci. You give us that and we're good and we got somewhere, right? So they trade up to get him, right? And after they trade up, he sits down, right? They've been trying to trade Jimmy G for 3 years now?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. The biggest indictment is when they use you the same way the Saints use Taysom Hill. You're supposedly their franchise quarterback. And they got you like, oh yeah, by the way, just go be a tight end. Just go.
Go do something.
Yeah, but I'm the franchise. No, hold on. Just don't bring that up. All right. We're not talking about that now. Okay. That was yesterday. Today, I need you to run this play so that way we can live to see tomorrow. That's all I want. No, look, and here's the thing, and the only people who don't want to address the biggest elephant in the room are the 49ers fans. Think about this. Right before he got drafted, he opted out that last year. He opted out that year because that was the COVID year where guys, hey, if you didn't want to, just go. And it's like you basically end up putting yourself in a position where you're not drafted a kid who you basically, unfortunately, is overhyped to the point that now, and I think this is the funny part, and in my opinion, I think this is the funniest part for me. Now you gotta pretend that the only reason you didn't trade Jimmy G was because of a shoulder injury. No, that's not why. That's not why you didn't trade Jimmy G. You didn't trade Jimmy G because you guys have been scared. Like, damn, we've been low-key pooping on Jimmy G for a while. And we low-key might need to keep him. What a time to be alive. Let that sink in. You know what I mean? In my opinion, bro, Debo should have gotten picked. He got everything he wanted. I'm glad for him. But if I'm him, I would have, honestly, bro, I would have 100% been like, I need more. I would have been spiteful.
Man, if the 49ers didn't pay that man, somebody should have got fired.
Kyle Shanahan. I'm sorry with Kyle Shanahan. I'm sorry with Kyle Shanahan. I'm starting with Kyle Shanahan in all honesty. I'm not even gonna lie, bro. But Debo got paid. And what's beautiful about it is it's only a 3-year deal. So let's say it doesn't pan out, like him and the Trey Lance experiment doesn't pan out. Guess what? It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter at all. The reason why it doesn't matter is because he go, okay, cool, whatever. I'll just play this out. And then I'll be able to hit my free agency. Yo, what up, Dre? Frankie, how you doing?
What's going on, guys? My bad, I'm a little late.
What up, man?
You're always late, so it doesn't even matter at this point.
Oh, you know what? It's better than getting fined the full amount. That way I just get fined a little bit.
I mean, that's a great segue to old buddy Deshaun Watson. He finessed some broads. Now he finna finesse the system. Bless his heart.
I seen that this morning. I'm like, wait. I woke up I'm blinking my eyes 30 times. Like, wait, what's it like? What?
Honestly, I thought I was out. So by the way, so for those, so Sue Robinson, the NFL, the disciplinary officer, she basically said, after reviewing everything, I think Deshaun Watson should get suspended 6 games. That's her recommendation.
Which we all thought in the beginning.
Which is right. Which everyone thought, okay, it's probably going to end up being 6. Now, here's the thing. It now comes down to whether or not the NFL, more specifically Roger Goodell, is going to appeal it. Because even though it's 6 games, the Players Association said, yo, we're good with 6 games. That's fine. We're chilling with 6 games. The NFL has yet to say whether or not they agree or disagree. So there's multiple questions I have. We're going to tackle each question one by one. If the NFL, because people forget the NFL has been pushing for a full year. That's kind of why I ended up going to the disciplinary officer, because the NFL wanted a full year. Player Association was like, yeah, let's rock out with 6. Matter of fact, let me start with this. Frank, let me start with you. Do you think the NFL even really tries to extend it? Or do you think they're going to be like, you know what? It is what it is. He's suspended. Let's just take a win.
Yeah, to be real honest, I think the NFL is just going to stick with it and give him a 6-game suspension, just for what's going on, no matter what, no matter who he's settling with or whatever like that. I feel like, Roger Goodell is going to stick behind the judge and go ahead and not appeal and just stick with the 6-game suspension. I mean, that's what would be best in both scenarios. I see what Deshaun Watson's trying to do. He wants to, he knows he's going to get suspended, but he's trying to lower it down a little bit so he can get on the field quicker for the Cleveland Browns. But, bro, you did what you did. Be grateful that you're getting suspended 6 games and not getting suspended for a full year or actually indefinitely. So take what you can get. But I did see, Pride, that the NFLPA, and for those of you who don't know, that's the NFL's Players Association, they have said that they will not appeal on Deshaun Watson's part. And then they were waiting on words from the NFL, but the NFL does have 3 days to decide if they want to appeal it or not. So he's still got some time, but I don't think that the NFL is gonna appeal.
Dustin? You're muted.
I just think it's a joke. The NFL has proven that they care more about gambling. They've proven that they care more about certain things than the way individuals treat females. There is no way he should have been suspended less than a year. I just don't understand the NFL's logic in this situation.
Jonathan?
Yeah, this is an utter joke, except that it's not funny. This is a slap on the wrist, and it's a slap on the face to all the victims. This is unacceptable, inexcusable. He needs to be held accountable for his actions. And this just goes to show you that the NFL, doesn't handle things accordingly. They don't handle these type of situations, more serious situations, as they should. And we've seen this in the past with domestic violence. They mishandled it. Now with these allegations, they're mishandling it, and this is a common theme for the NFL. So I'm not surprised. But at the same time, you got to be furious. You got to be feeling a bit raged, learning that he's getting a 6 game suspension. I mean, what the hell is a 6 game suspension? What is that going to teach you? What type of punishment is that? I don't understand it at all.
And
So,
and I like that.
Can I ask a question? Can I ask a question real quick? Like real quick, just asking for a friend. Should we? This is something that you guys are too scared to mention this part because everyone's scared to mention this part. Why do we need to suspend a guy when there's no evidence? I've asked that question numerous times. No one has ever answered that question for me.
Pride. I've never even. You're right, bro.
I mean,
you're honestly
and
right.
I'm not saying whether or not he did it. I don't know whether or not he did it, but I'm just saying they went to a grand jury. For what those of y'all who don't know what a grand jury is, sometimes you go to a grand jury and you present all your evidence to a jury, right? And what that jury does, simple, what it does is, do you have enough evidence to continue going through the court process? Do you have enough evidence to move forward to then actually go ahead and actually penalize someone according to the law? They had that grand jury. Does anybody remember what happened? No, nobody wants to remember because everyone wants to brush it under the rug because we're supposed to talk about these emotions with feelings.
Express your feelings, Pride.
That's what I'm just saying. I don't care about feelings. The last dude that I knew who talked about feelings told me a lie last night, and today did something completely different.
No,
so don't hit me with this foolishness about, I gotta rock deep with my feelings. In theory, if he did this with this woman, yes, it is correct. But again, where is the evidence? At some point,
the thing is with the NFL, they're really only doing it from an image perspective. They don't care about right or wrong. They care about dollars. They care about dollars. So
and that's what's gonna take me back to Jonathan's Mantis saying, like, the NFL needs to be more strong on this, because let's not forget. Let's go to baseball for a second. And Jonathan, you should know because you're a Dodgers fan. There was a man on the Dodgers, and if you can name him for me, because I forgot the name. If you can name him for me, he got kicked out of the MLB for domestic violence. Am I not right?
No, not Trevor Bauer. No, there was one before him.
Right? Yeah, no. There was one before him that got.
It begins with a B, like Bertasol or something like that. I know who you're talking about, Frankie.
He was on the Dodgers. He got caught for domestic violence. He got kicked out of the MLB. The Dodgers kicked him off the team.
Trevor Bauer.
Trevor Bauer. No. Is it Bauer?
No, because there was one before Trevor Bauer. Yeah. There was one before Trevor Bauer. I remember
to go back.
I forgot, but he got kicked off the Dodgers team. He tried going to another team. The teams didn't want to pick him up. And MLB just straight up like, listen, you're not gonna come back, bro. Like, after what you did, you're not coming back. It was insane, and that's what the NFL needs to do. Roger Goodell, and we've been saying this for so many years, so many years. As a Patriot fan, and Pride knows, like, you back then with the Deflategate and Tom Brady and stuff. Tom Brady gets, he's able to play his football. And then Roger Goodell comes after Tom Brady the next year, looking for blood. Like, listen, I'm going to put my foot down, and something needs to be, done here. Why are you not doing that right now, Mr. Goodell? Put your foot down and take charge of your company, of your NFL. If you're not a good commissioner, bro, I think we need to move on to a new commissioner. It's about time Roger Goodell steps down from commissioner. And I've been saying this for years. We need a new one in the NFL, someone who's disciplined and knows what they're doing. Because Roger Goodell, honestly, it clearly looks to me like he wants money, and he seen that when he signed that deal with the NFL to stay on as commissioner.
I just want to say one thing, because what I'm going to say right now is very unpopular, right? And it's just because we're supposed to basically be able to defend women no matter what, right? I'm going to say this in my dying breath. Just because a woman accuses someone of something doesn't mean it happened. I don't care what anyone says. If you have any problem with my statement, any problem, I have 0 Fs to give. Because just because the accusation came up, there was no evidence ever. Because if there was evidence, Watson would have been arrested. Let's keep it a buck. No, again, no one's not ready for that conversation. If there was enough evidence, it would have made it past the grand jury. It didn't. The problem is when people hear about, domestic violence, whoever's accused of it, you're automatically guilty.
Facts.
Doesn't matter whether you did it. Doesn't matter. Deshaun Watson, this stuff could have happened, right? A girl could have lived in California, right? Her entire life. Deshaun Watson could have held out to play every game in California and never went to California a day in his life. And if she said Deshaun Watson did something, everyone's taking her at face value.
That's fair. That's facts. So
I'm just saying, again, no one's ready for that conversation. Nobody.
Especially with a famous person.
So my thing is, and there's a difference between Brick and Jay said it. Criminal evidence and wrongdoing. Those are two different things. I don't know whether or not he did it or not. But I'm going to tell you this right now, and this is the question I have that for some reason nobody wants to answer. It's bizarre to me. If this supposedly was so much of an open and shut case, why did it not get past the grand jury?
Why did
I'm asking for a friend.
Why did the 22 women quickly settle for Deshaun Watson before going into the grand jury?
I'm just asking for a friend.
And now he settles with 3 more. So now he only got 1.
Right. So people are saying, "Oh man, these 6 schemes isn't enough." I don't think that's fair to say.
Right.
I don't think it's fair to say because you want to know what the NFL Players Association is probably. You want to know why the NFLPA wants to only give him 6 games?
Please tell me.
I'm telling you, the only reason is because Deshaun Watson put the image and credibility of the NFL in jeopardy. That's the only reason. That is the only reason. Dana says, "Wait, open and shut case doesn't mean guilty." When you have enough evidence to make it an open and shut case, I think it's closer to that. Matter of fact, if you don't like me saying open and shut, fine, no problem. I'll amend my statement. Give me evidence.
And they do say that Deshaun Watson can't practice in the regular season until after week 3.
Yes. Yeah.
I'm watching ESPN right now.
Yeah. So, you know what I mean? So it's kind of like a situation where people are the problem people are having is they're going to 6 games. The people are saying that's not enough are the people who are saying he's guilty. And my thing is, if you say he's guilty, explain to me why he's guilty.
If he's guilty, then the Houston organization should be guilty.
You see what I'm saying? J-Net says, you ain't wrong, but I'm just saying it was open and shut, just not for the side they thought. I mean, that's true. That's true. The NFL was hoping, I guarantee the NFL was hoping that the females were telling the truth. They probably were hoping that. They probably were. Regardless if they hoped or not, we've been asking for evidence for how long?
A year.
How long? And nothing has came up. So my question is, why should we be outraged that it's only 6 games when there's no evidence basically saying that he broke any laws? Just because someone, if this is the logic it's going, guess what I'm gonna do? I will go to my boss and say, "Yep, she stole my car." By the logic we're using for the Deshaun Watson case, no investigation needs to be done. She has to hand me over her keys, and I can now take her car.
I feel like that one lawsuit he has left is the first female that opened up her mouth saying about this situation. The rest of the women, they seen that and they were like, "Listen, let's just join with this woman. Let's see what we can get out of Deshaun Watson. We can hopefully get some money out of this." Now they settled, got what money they needed, except for that one woman, because I feel like that one woman probably did feel like she was, domestically violent or violence or whatever, and maybe that's why she hasn't settled yet. But it's not done deal yet. He can still settle with her soon. But I'm following what Pride said. Like, where's the evidence? And Pride's been saying it since day one. I'm not gonna lie. Like normally, I like to troll people and stuff, but right now I'm gonna be a professional. I'm gonna stick with Pride, like because Pride, me and Pride have a connection, and Pride has been saying since day one of the Deshaun Watson case, where is the evidence? Show me the evidence. And now that Pride is literally what he's saying is opening my eyes, and it's true. Where is the evidence? Why haven't it been shown? You went to the grand jury. Yeah, went in front of the judge. So like, what the hell happened? Now we have 23 out of 24. Before it was what, or 22 or something like that. Now 3 more had settled with him. So what the hell is going on here? Like, did they not have evidence? Is Deshaun Watson truly not guilty? Like, what's going on? Like,
And
I
before
mean,
Rob,
this
before
is
I let you go real quick, Rob,
go
before I
go
let
ahead,
you
bro.
go,
Do your thing.
I'm telling you how deep I've been on Free Watson. I was on a show prior to coming here. Like before I came to ASAP, I was on another show. And I, on a piece of paper, wrote Free Watson. And I showed it. And I've been screaming from the top. I'm not saying that this was a, because some people thought that this was a conspiracy theory because Deshaun Watson wanted out because the lawyer at the time, people said that the lawyer lived down the street from the Houston Texans owner, and they played golf together and all this stuff. It was some buck wild shit. But I've been saying this since day one. I am not solely gonna go just because a woman says this happened. And I'm gonna tell you this right now. Let us say that a guy said I was shot, and they pointed to the person. Are we really going to believe that guy, or are we going to do an investigation? Do with that information as you will. Rob, the floor is yours. Go ahead, Rob.
Hey, my only thing I'm saying is this is something that it's a touchy subject because you never want to tell a woman she didn't go through what she went through. But my thing is, to me, from the outside looking in, it just looked like a bunch of women that wanted some money.
Yeah.
And it's sad to say it like that because me personally, if something happened to me, it's more than the money. I want to see this person go down for what they did. So no, we not settling nothing. I want the money and I want their freedom. So to me, with all these women settling, and as Pride is alluded to, as Frankie just alluded to, there's been no real significant evidence against Deshaun Watson. I mean, and not to mention, even Deshaun Watson's team was like, hey, we're not going to go against whatever the arbitrator comes up with, and we ask that the NFL does the same. So the fact that they've been willing to play ball and the fact that they're willing to go with whatever decision that the NFL, finally accepts, it also shows you something. That Deshaun Watson's team was very adamant that he was not guilty of anything.
Bro, everybody had a year plus to investigate this. FBI agents, police, fucking NFL, Houston Texans, the lawyers, the female, all the females that were accusing him, all their lawyers, they all had chances to investigate this, and yet nobody has still come to an investigation of actually proving Deshaun Watson guilty. And now with what Pride said, I'm gonna have to stick with behind Pride and honestly, we're all the same here. We're all the same. We all have wives and stuff like that. We all have kids, except for I don't know if Rob has kids. I
no
really
kid.
don't know.
Oh, I got a cat.
Okay, that's a kid, so whatever. I mean, whatever. But we all have wives, bro, right? And we never want to see our wives get hurt or actually us hurting other women or anything like that. We don't like that type of nature. So we all thought differently on Deshaun Watson, but now we have come to a year and a half. Deshaun Watson getting suspended 6 games. Everything's looking a little bit fishy and stuff. It's coming down to now the one silver lawsuit after having I think it was 24 to 25 lawsuits, and now it's dropping down to 1. Something's not looking right here, and we still haven't seen evidence. I'm gonna have to stick behind Pride and say free Deshaun Watson because I feel like that man is not guilty.
And let me just say this. I know we're just small time guys. We're just a bunch of guys who has a camera phone, some headphones, and a microphone. But let me tell you guys something. The more successful you are, the more careful you have to move.
Mm-hmm.
And you guys, the days of just jumping into some girls DMing, she coming to do whatever you want. Those days are over with. man, you got to treat now meeting up with women as a business agreement. You need
Mhm.
NDAs. You need
Yeah.
contracts saying, hey, I am here, not against my will. I want to be here. Everything that we are about to do, I consent to it. You know what I'm saying? Like it's sad you have to do that, but dude, you can be with a woman and laughing and chilling and having the greatest time in your life. You say something wrong, you don't pay for something, you don't give her the money she wants. That woman can scream rape, and it's sad to say they're gonna take her side. So
Rob, you could give a girl a drink, bro. You could give a girl a drink, right? She could get drunk off of one, maybe 2 drinks, 3 drinks, don't matter. Right? She gets drunk the next morning, she's saying he roofied me.
right, you know,
Like
it's
that's how
it's it's,
crazy
it's
it is.
almost sad. Like you almost gotta look. You know, you have to have a contract saying right now I am in sound body and sound mind, and I want to go get drunk with this guy, and whatever happens, happen. You know what I'm saying? Like you gotta you gotta watch yourself, man. You know these. You know, and it is. You know, hey, we never know. To the women, the men might start. You know, getting a part of this Me Too movement. So you have to move carefully. You know, when it comes to your success and who you're around at what times. You know what I'm saying? It's really sad, especially when news come out that you know that or a lack of evidence, and you like, dude, this is this man's livelihood. How many times have you seen on TV of a guy who did 30 something years in jail and they find out he actually didn't do it? You know what I'm saying? Like that's why it needs to be consequences against people who make false accusations. You should then do the time. You
I
should
think
then do the time you tried to give me.
I think it's time for these athletes to get cameras in their house. Like it's a
Oh,
done deal. Get
you need
cameras in
more
your
than
house,
cameras in your
bro.
house. You almost need
Audio,
police,
camera.
right? You almost need police style body cams. You
Seriously.
need footage of everything you go through because, and you have to tell her, look, this is not no freaky stuff. This is to protect me from you.
Right? Like I'm an athlete. You seen all these athletes getting in trouble around the world. I'm an athlete, and I got you coming to my house. Listen, this isn't about anything. I don't trust you, nothing like that. This is just a contractor here stating that you won't do nothing. Please sign it. You're live on my camera feeds. Nothing's gonna happen. We just chilling. Please sign this agreement so that nothing can happen in the future to come.
I'm
Okay,
not trying to
that's
have
all
my
they need to
face on
do.
the news because I tried to give you a kiss. Okay.
Right? Like. I just wanted to watch this show on Netflix that just came out with you, honey. Like, just sign this contract for me. I don't want to get in trouble. Like, we just watching Netflix.
And that's the thing. And my thing is like the reason why, because mind you, I've been saying this forever, and like, bro, I've actually gotten some backlash. I got invited on another podcast, and they actually
This guy.
spent 30 minutes screaming at me, and I honestly just kind of shrugged my shoulders, and it's hilarious. It really is. It's utterly hilarious because at the end of the day, what they're suspending him for, they're not suspending. This is the part that they're not going to tell anybody.
They're suspending him for image.
That's all.
That's it.
That's
to
it.
say that the NFL stands with women. Please don't stop watching our product.
That's it.
That's it.
They're not really.
There's no hard evidence against him.
That's it. They're just doing it because you put our image on the line. However, nobody wants to admit that. And because nobody really wants to look at that, and they don't want to talk about that, if you get suspended, they automatically say, oh, you're getting suspended because you're guilty. When inside of the policy, you get suspended for doing it, and if you found out that you're innocent, but you kind of still was doing some quote shiesty nonsense, you can get suspended for ruining the image of the NFL. It's in the policy. It's in the policy.
But how can I ruin something if something just came at me out of the blue? I didn't go to sleep waking up thinking that I'm gonna have 25 women saying I raped them, and then conveniently we go through court, and everybody like, well, if you pay me, I'll shut up. I mean, you could have just asked me for some money if you needed something.
I'm the second highest paid quarterback in the NFL, honey. I got it. Like, what do you want?
That's all I'm saying. If that's all you needed, say that.
True. But now that let's all go by the logic that they're gonna suspend him for 6 games. Frankie, I want to start with you. The first 6 games, the Browns will be without Deshaun Watson.
They gonna have Jacoby Brissett, right?
Basic.
Brissett.
Yep, it's gonna be
He
Jacoby
said
Brissett.
Brissett.
Brissett. I'm sorry.
So he said Brissett.
Brissett. Hey,
So-
hey, this is my rebuttal to that. You know, so Jacoby, I'm sorry, but you know, if you become a big time player, then I get your name right.
Nah, we get it, bro. Like the only reason why me and Pry know it because he was our third string quarterback.
When Tom was suspended,
I remember, but I remember the picture with Jimmy G injured and Tom Brady injured, and they was holding Jacoby Brissett up. I remember. I've been a Tom Brady fan too, so I was following the Patriots.
That was like the most scariest. Like it was only 4 games, and it was still the scariest moment of our lives. Like Jimmy G gets hurt, we're like, no.
Yes, I remember that. I'm like, dang, Brady and Jimmy G hurt.
So here's a question I'm gonna pose to you guys, because let's say it's 6 games, right? I want to tell you guys the 6 games they will be without Deshaun Watson. And let me preface this by saying this: if he's gonna be suspended for the first 6 of any season, this might be the season. Week 1 against the Panthers, week 2 the Jets, week 3 Pittsburgh, week 4 Atlanta, week 5 Chargers, and week 6 the Patriots. Frankie,
they're gonna win
what
4
do you
out of
think?
those 6 games.
Nah. I feel like they're going 2-4.
Nah, they should win 4 out of the 6.
So the Carolina Panthers.
That's a dub.
In my opinion,
Well, I don't know yet, because Baker might come out and throw for 4 touchdowns.
Not only Baker, you got Christian McCaffrey back too.
Hey, all right, and you got Christian McCaffrey on game 1, so he's not injured yet.
Yeah, I was about to say it being week one. I honestly think Carolina could win. I really do. If this was week 3, we got another conversation.
maybe three out of 3. They might.
They're going 2-4, bro. They're going 2-4. They only winning against the Jags and they only winning against the Jets. That's it.
And you never know. Trevor Lawrence might come out and have a game.
They're not playing the Jags. It's the Panthers, Jets, Steelers, Falcons, Chargers, and Patriots.
Oh, they're beating the Jets. Yeah, Jets and Falcons. They're probably beating.
You don't think they're beating Pittsburgh?
No, I don't think they're beating Pittsburgh.
Trubisky.
Not only Trubisky, Najee Harris is too nice on the backfield. You know, everybody's still sleeping on what's his name, Clay. I don't know his first name.
Chase Claypool.
Yeah,
I'm not sleeping on him. I'm in a coma. I'm in a coma on his head.
Oh my God. I think Trubisky would do good with Pittsburgh. I mean, Mike Tomlin is still a good coach, and you still got Najee Harris on the backfield. I think Mitchell Trubisky will find a way to beat Cleveland.
It's gonna be crazy not seeing Pittsburgh in the playoffs.
It's gonna be hilarious, Dustin.
It's good, bro. Not only can they not make the playoffs, but this could be Mike Tomlin's first year as a Pittsburgh head coach to have a losing season.
Yeah, for sure.
Imagine being that much of a loser. Could never be me.
Yo,
Dustin,
right?
let me ask you something.
That's the pride I know and love.
What do you think? If you're in the Cleveland front office, right, and you're losing Watson for 6 games, what record would you like? What is the bottom floor before you start to panic? With Watson coming back week 7, are you okay being 2-4? Do you expect 3-3? Like, what should be like? What record do they need to have with Watson coming back for them not to panic?
Tell him the games that they have to face for the first 6 weeks. I don't think you heard it.
Did you hear, Dustin?
Hold on, I'm pulling up the schedule right now. Just give me a second.
So the first 6 weeks is going to be Carolina week 1, the Jets week 2, Pittsburgh week 3, week 4 will be Atlanta, week 5 the Chargers, and week 6 the New England Patriots.
That's gonna be a massacre against
anything worse than 2-4. They should panic because realistically, the only 2 games they're going to be favored in is Atlanta and the Jets.
See.
1-5, they should panic. 0-6, they should panic. If Jacoby Brissett can get them 3-3, they're not going to panic at that because that means they've won against a team that they shouldn't win. I mean, Carolina hasn't been great the last couple of years, but week 1 at Carolina, Baker Mayfield's going to be out for blood. Carolina's young secondary is going to make life miserable for Brissett. I mean, Carolina should win that game. I'm not even going to talk about the Chargers and Patriots because that game shouldn't even be close. And Pittsburgh, I think, will beat Jacoby Brissett because I believe Jacoby Brissett is 0-4 as a starter against Pittsburgh and really has not looked great in any one of those starts. So, I mean, anything worse than 2-4, they should panic. What they need to worry about is what happens when Watson comes back, because the moment he comes back, they have at Baltimore, against Cincinnati, at Miami, at Buffalo, and Tampa Bay.
That's when they need him, though. That's when they
And
need
That's
him.
what I'm
Yeah,
saying.
I'm just
But
saying,
that's
like,
what I'm saying.
I
Like,
think-
five-game stretch. I don't care if he can practice the 3 weeks before that. He's going to be rusty coming into those first 2 games out of that.
And you coming
Dustin,
right
he
into
could-
Baltimore,
Dustin, he
and I think Lamar Jackson coming out for blood this year.
Dustin, they said he could start practicing with the team on the regular season week 3.
Week 3, yeah, but he's practicing in game action is different.
Right.
Lamar
And when you're
Jackson
going
would
to a
be
new
his
organization, you need as much game action as you can get coming onto the same page. That's why when Watson comes back, I don't see him beating Baltimore or Cincinnati right away. So now you're looking at a team that's 2-4 to falling potentially to 2-6. That's when they need to start panicking, because at that point they pretty much got to go 8-0 the rest of the season to have a shot at the postseason.
I think the Cleveland Browns they shot themselves in the foot this year. They knew
They
what they
did.
were
They
going
never
through.
should have got. They never should have got rid of Mayfield.
They knew what they knew what they were going to go through.
Guaranteed money without going through everything.
Like, they know what they were going to go through, bro. And then now, they have to deal with it. And right now, if I'm the Cleveland Browns organization, I'm looking at it like what we are. Like, we look at the schedule and think, okay, what can we win with Jacoby? And when Watson come back, what can we win with him? If you put I might as well just stay focused to next year.
Deshaun Watson or not, I have Cleveland taking last place in the AFC North.
Whew.
Yeah, you didn't even read that yourself. I will say this though. I do not think under any circumstances that, maybe this is just me, I don't think that the Cleveland Browns care about this year.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, they're gonna focus to next year.
Yeah, like I'm gonna piggyback off of what Frankie said.
Yeah, that's why I said I think they take last place in the AFC North, because I think they put themselves in a position, if they're 2-4 or 2-6, at what point do you just pack it in for the year and said, we know what we got ourselves into, we got through the situation, now we just focus on next year.
But it doesn't. If Watson wasn't to get suspended, right? If he wasn't gonna get suspended,
if he wasn't going to get suspended, I would have them finishing second in that division behind Cincinnati.
Okay.
But because he's going to miss the first 6 games, I see them going 2-4. And like I said, the 2 games that he comes back against Baltimore and Cincinnati, I don't see them winning those games. I don't see them beating Buffalo or Tampa Bay with Watson. So right there, you're looking at 2-8. And the best you can do at that point is 9-8. 9-8 is not going to get you in the playoffs in the AFC next year.
No, definitely not. No.
That's why I said if you're 2-8, you just pack it up and just wait for next year. That's why I think they end up finishing like 6-11, 7-10 to take last place in the AFC North, just because they're going to be in such a big hole early on that it's not going to matter.
Yeah, because Pittsburgh is supposedly going to be better than that. Let's simmer down.
I trust Mike Tomlin, because Mike Tomlin has had winning records with less talent than what Cleveland has.
But he had one quarterback.
He did have one quarterback, but you got to remember that when he had Landry Jones and Mason Rudolph, he also went 7-2 with those guys as starting quarterbacks.
Okay, Bill Belichick and Tom Brady had Danny Amendola and Chris Hogan.
So I don't know in my opinion, I don't know what we're going on about. I don't know. Pittsburgh is not. They're just not good this year, right? This year's where they're gonna start the rebuilding process, right? Like defensively, who do they have realistically outside of TJ Watt?
Hayward,
Fitzpatrick,
Minka Fitzpatrick. I mean,
they have Cam Hayward yet that can still stop the run up front.
Yeah, and not as good as he used to be. So
not as good as he used to be. But
all right, then. So for every one run that he stopped, he's letting 15 go by him. So I don't know if I'm really trusting Cam Hayward like that. Yeah. Offensively, who's their best quarterback, wide receiver right now? Chase Claypool.
I don't know. No, not Chase Claypool.
But then who? Deontay Washington.
Deontay Johnson.
Or Johnson. I'm sorry. I don't know why I keep calling him Washington. Deontay Johnson, which in my
opinion, he had pretty stout catches last year, better than Chase Claypool.
Don't get it twisted. I think Deontay Johnson could be, but I don't think he's there yet. I think he needs a couple more years to kind of not only get his confidence up, but also kind of get his body a little more in tone. You know what I mean? Work on a little bit more cleaner run. I think he's on his way, of course.
Yeah, they brought in Miles Boykin, who was a good number 3 with Baltimore. He wasn't great. They brought in Anthony Miller, a good number 3 with Chicago, but he wasn't great. George Pickens, the rookie out of Georgia's there.
So offensively, you ain't really got much, right?
I mean, you have guys that have produced in the past, but it's not like
as number threes.
Yeah, but that's why it's not like they have like that. They have a good.
Jackie, they don't have
one.
much.
They have a good one. They have a good two, and outside of that, it's a bunch of threes.
Who's a good one
in that system? I guess they have a good one in Johnson and a good Claypool in two.
No. Deontay Johnson is not a number one. You know what this team is like? Let's be honest, bro. Their offensive, their wide receiver core. You know what it's like?
Green Bay Packers.
We are forgetting though. We are forgetting. I mean, it's not going to make a difference, but we are forgetting the Steelers also added Miles Jack.
Hold on, but it's not going to make a difference.
No, I'm just saying they also added Miles Jack with T.J. Watt. So they actually do have two legitimate edge rushers coming off the edge.
But you just said it's not going to make a difference.
Not up front because of what we were talking about with Hayward before with stopping the run, but having guys like Miles Jack and T.J. Watt both blitzing off the end, that's going to help because now you're going to have to account for both of them.
Pittsburgh is finishing last in that division easily, and they're finishing last by 3 games minimum.
Yeah, I swear to God, me and Pride is like twins, bro. Because I've been saying this since Ben Roethlisberger retired. I'm like, it's official. Bro. It's official. They're going last place next year. Like, it's official, and I can't wait to see. Listen, boys. The season is about to start. All right, let's not hype ourselves up with this right now. All right, when the season starts, we'll see what it looks like, and we'll come back and say, "Hey, yo, Dustin, was I right? I think I was right."
I just want my apology and my restitution. I'm here on behalf of Deshaun Watson. We just want our apology and our restitution. That's all we're here for. Once we get our apology, we're good, bro.
Wait, we get a restitution?
You said what?
We get restitution? I want that too. I want that too.
You're gonna have to figure that out. You don't have to figure that out on your own accord, brother.
Hey, yo, Jonathan Mantis. You didn't get a chance to speak on it.
What's up, fellas?
So Deshaun Watson getting suspended 6 games, like Price said. What do you see the Browns going with Jacoby Brissett?
I don't believe in the Browns. I think the Browns are gonna be who they are, and that's the Cleveland Browns. They're gonna be, I know they have a pretty good defense. Their defense is okay, but their offense has too many question marks without Deshaun Watson. So I don't see them doing much until he comes back.
Like what?
Losing Beckham and Landry both.
Honestly, Beckham doesn't bother me. Landry, yes, I will admit, losing Landry is a bit of a problem.
Yeah, losing Landry is a huge loss.
Okay, but who do they have on their offensively? Who do they have that's someone that you need to respect?
Nick Chubb.
And
you still got Peoples, right?
You still got Peoples.
And
but who's going to throw the football to
Kareem Hunt? Is Kareem Hunt still there?
And
that's what I'm saying. They got a stacked team. They got a stacked team.
Like, let's
it's just gonna come down. It's just
do you trust in Jacoby Brissett to anchor that offense?
Exactly.
Well, I think you can rely on your defense and run game. I think you can rely on your defense and run game enough until you get Deshaun Watson back. We've seen teams do it for years. Hell, we saw the Chicago Bears make it to the Super Bowl. Special teams, run game, and defense. No,
I don't want to. Don't mention Myles Garrett. Don't mention Myles Garrett because the Patriots were running all over the Cleveland Browns last year.
No, we're not allowed to say that. We're not allowed to say that. Anyway,
why not?
But here's my only thing. Like, the mistake people are making, y'all making it seem like he's got to throw the ball 40 times, have 30 completes. Like, no.
Nah, you can.
Hell yeah,
down the game with the run
game. Run first. Have him throw the ball 15 times at most, right? Most of those being play action, right? Where you can, because he's got arms, so he can probably.
You essentially ask him to come in and be a game manager.
Jimmy Garoppolo.
That's all we need you to do. Just don't throw the game away.
I think that's what the Cleveland Browns will do. I think the Cleveland Browns knowing that they got Nick Chubb and Kareem Hunt in the backfield and not trusting in Jacoby Brissett's arm, they're probably gonna just do short passes, but mainly run the ball up the middle, probably most of the time.
I think my cat is retarded. But okay.
Jeez, what a time to be alive. But that's just, I don't know. For me personally, I don't think it's that. I just think that, people are just gonna kind of be a little, let's just be a little calm, cool, collected. We're not gonna be, we're probably gonna, if we're gonna win some games, we're gonna have to do it like, with a score of 16-7, or 10-3 type of stuff. Like, I do think that their defense can do it, No, they're gonna have to win low-scoring games, of course, right?
That's what you got to do. All you have to do is come out and out physical teams.
Right.
It's really what you're asking the Browns to do. And they can do it. They're capable of doing it.
Right, which is why we don't have them. Like, that's why we don't, in my opinion, that's why I don't give them a chance against the Chargers, because the Chargers are going to be able to drop 15 before halftime.
Yeah,
they're dropping 15 before halftime. Easily, right? So.
And I expect the Patriots to be better this year, too.
Bro, we're going to be better. We're going to be better.
No, we are.
We're gonna be smacking teams left and right. Mac Jones about to show off, bro.
I do expect it. I expect it. I got faith in Mac Jones. I like Mac.
I don't know if probably been watching. I've been watching our training camp live feeds every morning.
Mac Jones is looking
clean, right?
I respect Mac.
Those corner passes that he's throwing to Devontae Parker.
Those are too clean. Those are too clean.
And he's doing it with tight defense.
I was about to say, I'm now he's doing it with defense. If he does that in the game, I might just say F Tom Brady. I just might. I don't really mean it.
Those words come out
listen. Hold on. I won't mean it. It's just me being a prisoner in the moment.
Facts. That's facts.
You talking about F Tom Brady, not the guy that you quote his full name for.
Listen,
don't you do it, Prime?
You mean Michael McCorkle Jones? That's the only man's full name.
Jones.
That's his name, McCorkle. Word to my mother, that's his name. I love this man, bro.
I love it.
That's a beautiful name.
Hey, you know what name I've always liked? Maximilian.
Maximilian?
I don't know why. That's just it's a hot name.
I thought he was gonna, no lie, bro. I thought I know.
Scott.
No lie, I thought he was gonna say Stephen Curry. I thought he was gonna say Stephen Curry.
Come on, bro.
Like,
I'm a fan, not a fanboy.
You didn't even believe that yourself.
I'm not a fanboy of nobody. Hey, nobody. Not even the great Kobe Bryant was never a fanboy.
All I know is you left your team for Steph. If that's not a
I didn't leave anybody. I didn't leave anybody.
Then why do you wear a Warriors hat more than a Bulls hat?
Dustin with the mohawk coming from
I go. Guess what? I go all through Chicago in my Warriors hat. Nobody say nothing.
Here we
nothing.
Go.
Not nothing. Nothing.
My favorite part, Rob, is how Dustin pressed you, and instead of adjusting his question, you try to change the topic. He said, "Why do you wear a Warriors hat more than a Chicago Bulls hat?" He didn't say, "Oh, you won't wear that outside." He didn't say that. He ain't say, "Oh, you'll get pressed, you'll get beat up." He ain't say that. He ain't say any of that. What he said,
"Hi, sweetie.
Why do you wear your Golden State hat more than your Chicago Bulls hat?" That's what
I got an answer
what he says.
for you, Pride. Guess
what? Go ahead.
To troll you.
See? All I know is one thing. Dustin's a real fan, right? He ain't no bandwagon fan. That's all I'm gonna say.
Easy. That's crazy.
Real quick, so
Rob, why are you sidestepping the question?
I ain't sidestepping. I wear the hat to remind y'all who won this past year.
So why did you?
You don't need to remind us who won. NBA TV can do that.
Don't forget it. But you see me. You see me in person. I want to throw it in your face that I called Steph Curry and them to win. You know, hey T'Challa, let him know T'Challa. He's staying right with me. Let him know T'Challa.
He's going. He's going for that T'Challa.
I just want to say one thing and one thing only.
Hey, speaking of T'Challa, was I the only one that teared up when we saw the Black Panther trailer?
Oh, I cried.
I teared up. When she was like, "I am your queen," and I was like, "Oh Lord Jesus!"
I was like, "Don't do that." I was like, "Come on, don't do that." I was like, "Chill out." I was like, "Chill out." And then,
I can't wait to see that movie.
And then the part that really got me was that mural they painted.
Oh, the mural.
Oh my days! I was like, "Come on."
The mural brought the tears. That was the one I was like, "Who's cutting onions in here?" You know?
Yeah. Now when she said, "I was like, "All right, that got me." I was like, "All right, cool." I was like, y'all want to get some emotion from me? You got some. I saw the mural. I was like,
yeah. I got when I saw the Kobe Bryant mural. It was like.
It was like that.
Mm-mm-mm.
It was like that.
It was crazy, wasn't it?
And Bill Russell deserves a mural. I hope the city of Boston does that for him.
Too. One day.
He deserves it.
One question I have for you guys. When he returns, when he comes back, okay. Oh, by the way, just letting y'all know, the NBA has begun an investigation to the Knicks for tampering with Jalen Brunson. They're basically trying to look into whether or not they made contact with Jalen Brunson before free
Knicks alone. They lost enough in life. Let the Knicks have this one, man.
So yeah.
Nah, because they're also investigating the 76ers.
Yep, for James Harden. So that's gonna be those two things are gonna be very interesting to see what happens.
Oh my god. This is the year of drama. That's what 2022 is. It's the year of drama.
They need to investigate Golden State because something ain't right over there.
What they do?
I mean, it's the year of drama. They need to investigate them. There's something ain't right over there.
Yeah, so
Golden State looking like the Dodgers.
Lows. But let me ask you a question. Deshaun Watson comes back.
What was that?
That was my child being weird.
That's a kid, right? That's a kid being a kid. You know that sound. You know what?
Word to my mother.
Rob. I saw a video, right? When this lady, it was showing like how people parent their kids, and she was cleaning up the house, and she heard a bunch of noise, and she said nothing. And the moment everything went quiet, she was like, "Hold on, what y'all doing in there?"
Yeah, it's just funny because like,
all right, Jonathan, have a good day, bro.
All right, you guys take care.
Take care, John.
Oh, y'all got matching mohawks. That's what I'm talking about.
If I'm mistaken, is that your son who's on the baseball team they said that the hairstyle thing was
that is my son. Yep.
What's up, little Dustin?
He called him Little Dustin.
That's little Dustin.
He really does look like you.
I would hope so.
Final question of the day before we get up out of here.
Hey, Dustin a nut. Talking about something. I would hope so.
This is a new Dustin. Mohawk Dustin coming from blood.
Can't tell.
All right, Dustin is ready. I like this Dustin. Yes, it's the Mohawk, baby. It's the Mohawk. Which looks nice, by the way, brother. Looks nice.
Okay, so I just want to say one thing. No, I don't think this is real. I don't think this is real.
Say it.
No, I don't think this is real. I don't think so. If it is, I'm going to laugh. No, let me. I'll come back to you tomorrow because
great SummerSlam, by the way.
Bring that shit up, bro. I will come back to you tomorrow.
Come on, I need you to bring it up because I might not be able to jump on.
Hey, Rob, there you go.
Hey, that's what I'm talking about, my boy.
Take Dustin off the screen.
I don't know whether or not it's true.
That's what I'm talking about, young man.
That's crazy. You allow that, Dustin? You allow that?
He's a Curry fan. He always was. Not gonna be mad at him for it.
Hey, at least he's faithful. That's cool.
Golden State's been his team. He's not a team hopper. I'm not gonna be mad at him.
Yeah, unlike Rob.
If y'all trying to throw shade.
Rob became a Steph Curry fan in 2014.
Dude, I've been a Steph Curry fan when Kobe officially retired. You've heard
2016?
me say that. You've heard me
2014,
say that numerous times. I was already a Steph fan. I just couldn't call Steph my favorite player until Kobe officially retired because I would never disrespect the great Kobe Bryant like that. When Kobe Bryant officially said Mamba out, it was Steph Curry in. And I've been saying that since y'all met me. So stop playing with me like I ain't heard this news before.
Don't add that.
Yo. He said as soon as he said Baba out, I said Steph Curry in.
Bro.
Yo, the only question I have for you, Rob. The only question I have for you, Rob, and I swear this is the last time I'm going to go at you today.
That the Warriors was gonna win again when everybody was like, "Oh, KD gone. They're not gonna ever win again." I said, "Y'all forgot Steph Curry still played for that organization."
Who said because of KD left though?
I'm not talking about nobody from ASAP. This is people I've had in my personal life, people I've seen on TV. Like,
so man, they said it because
they said
KD?
Golden State wasn't winning nothing else since KD left.
I've
heard this slander. And I was one of the main ones defending Steph. You can go ask any of my day one boys out here. They will tell you, yeah, DJ stood by Steph. That's what they call me in the street. They call me DJ.
They DJ stood with Steph. So I don't want to hear that from nobody. I'm definitely not gonna take that slander from here.
All right, Pride.
Y'all don't know me.
Pride, you
I'm
and
not
Frankie
taking
can be
that
my
slander
witness
from y'all.
on this. Pride, you and Frankie can be my witness on this. When Rob started with ASAP, why was he not wearing a Golden State Warriors hat until the Bulls got eliminated?
Because I was trying to ride with my city.
Mm.
I was trying to ride. I was hoping good things for the Bulls. They finally made some moves
Okay,
that was
and
worthwhile.
now that you
But
rode with you, now why aren't you riding with your city yet?
And I still got my Bulls. I got several Bulls hats. What you talking about? I'm gonna be wearing them during the season. Think I care what y'all say
During
about
the
me?
season, I'm gonna be wearing them during the season.
But like I always said, like I said last year, when you said who gonna win the title, I said Golden State. You didn't never hear me say Chicago. I was repping for Chicago, but I've always said Golden State is winning the ring. And now I've already said this year, Golden State is going to repeat. So there is no controversy when you see me celebrating another Dubs victory.
But that's the thing. Like,
I can have more than one team.
Rob,
I can do that.
No, Rob. Here is where you and I have a miscommunication, right?
Oh, here it goes.
I know what your miscommunication is, Pride, because I like Steph Curry.
Frankie, I just take pride in
the Warriors.
No. That's
you
not
really
what it is.
did. You reeled them in, bro. You reeled them in, big fish.
But here's the thing, right? I am a Boston Celtics fan, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Does anyone here know who my favorite player is?
LeBron.
Jaylen Brown.
Bro, it's about to be Jaylen Brown in 2 minutes, dog. If Boston don't get this shit together, I'm gonna end up having to switch it to Jaylen Brown. No cap. So they better get it together.
Well, we know you like LeBron, and you don't wear a Lakers hat because you like LeBron.
That's just
I
my
get that.
point. That's just
and
it's okay for you to be
but
like.
I actually like the Warriors too, though.
But Rob, you can't say you're a diehard fan of. And say
I'm not a diehard Golden State fan.
Rob, you're jumping to conclusions worse than my ex, bro. And you know what they say about jumping to conclusions? You jump so far, you end up jumping off the cliff. Relax, Rob. Take this ride with me, okay? You say you're a diehard Chicago fan. Now, if it's a lie, you done told it because you said you're a diehard Chicago fan. I've never in my life seen someone say they're a diehard Chicago fan and rep another team heavily. That's all I'm saying, Rob.
I never said I was a diehard Chicago Bulls fan. I
Frankie,
rep the Bulls
Dustin.
by default because I'm from Chicago. I've said that before.
No, he did say that. No, he did say that.
It's a city thing. I'm gonna always have love for the Bulls.
He said that in the midst of his Golden State trend.
True.
Before last year in the regular season, he never said that, not once. Not once.
Did anybody ask
time he said that,
did anybody ask me? Nobody asked me. Whenever I ever came out and said I'm a diehard Chicago Bulls.
We got you.
You play the footage.
No.
Play the footage.
I'm gonna tell you exactly when the conversation was. You remember how you said you don't like baseball like that?
I don't.
But you said you have a team. What was your team?
The Sox.
And why was that?
Because they're from the South Side, from Chicago.
That is where that
is that
came
me
from.
Saying that I'm repping the team by default because they're from the city?
Are you
if
done?
I was from Los Angeles,
I'm not
wouldn't
done.
I rep the Dodgers or the Angels? That's all I'm saying.
I'm not finishing. You're not letting me finish.
That's what we got Jonathan.
First of all, I'm not finna let y'all put me on the hot seat about my fandom.
That's what we got Jonathan.
That's what we got
Jonathan.
That's what you can do. You can kiss my black ass if you don't like what team I'm repping.
What was Jonathan's baseball team? What was Jonathan's baseball team?
They put me on the damn hot seat.
No. I'm fed up. No, kiss it.
All I'm hearing in my mind is the Law and Order. You're not gonna put me on the hot seat.
Cause we got Jonathan too. Cause Jonathan over here admitting with his football team, he wasn't a Rams fan since the beginning. He said he was a Raiders fan, and then when the Rams came to LA, that's when he became a Rams fan. So now, Rob,
I'm just saying this, Rob. Rob, when we had that conversation, somebody on the panel said, "Oh, what about you in Chicago?" You said, "No, that's different." You said that you rock with Chicago and you a diehard Chicago fan.
No, he did it. No, he did this a couple months too. Dustin live on the stream.
Where am I from?
Dustin said, "Turn in your Chicago card," and he said, "With the hat, my card has already been turned in, and it was a Golden State hat that he showed on the camera. I am not mistaken. I remember that.
That was back. That was back in early June, right when the Warriors were about to go to the finals.
No, that's when the Warriors did win the finals because he was coming out trolling Pride.
Bro, that got me hurt, but like I to this, I still haven't gotten over it. No, I'm not even gonna lie. Like that loss against Golden State, I haven't gotten over it. Not even gonna lie.
Okay, and
honestly,
bro. Now
it's
y'all
not
gotta
okay.
make sure y'all stop pissing off Jaylen Brown.
Bro. Dog, I called up Jaylen Brown and I was like, bro, on behalf of the organization, I apologize. He was like, he even said he gave me a pass. He was like, you good, little homie. Because I know it's not you. I was like,
he rocks with Boston. He just don't rock with. Don't put me in no trade discussion.
He still loves Boston. He's just upset because he's like, I understand that who you guys are asking for the top tier guys. I get it, but it still sucks. It still sucks. Just fix it real quick before we hop off. Deshaun Watson, by the end of the year, what do you guys expect him to be ranked in terms of quarterbacks? Do you expect him to be between 8 and 10? Do you expect him to be between 3 and 5? What do you think?
Can I just address?
Please, Rob. Go ahead, Rob.
First of all, Damien, you lost that argument because I'm already here in Chicago. I'll be traveling through the streets of Chicago every day of my life until I actually move up out of here. Second of all, if you ever think I'm gonna hand my Chicago card over to you, Mr. I hate Mitchell Trubisky and all that stuff. You better go somewhere, boy. Don't get your feelings hurt up in here. Don't get your feelings hurt.
Rob,
don't even do it, Rob. Don't even do it, bro. Damien's the type that haven't even seen the street of Chicago. He's still in his room. He don't even leave the house.
He's not even from Chicago. The boy from Evanston. That's all I'm saying.
Why I gotta be so disrespectful? Yo, Rob is so tight. He like fucking everyone can get it. What up? He's like everybody can get it. What up?
He's like, yo, everybody questioning my fan base.
Don't question my fandom.
Hold on. He said Steph isn't Finals MVP. I'm just gonna leave it at this. All
right, Pride, you can continue with your segment.
Yeah, I'm a Celtics fan, and Steph was Finals MVP, deservedly so.
And that's hard for Pride to say.
And we all know how much I hate Steph Curry. I hope and pray that is his next contract extension. They give him the contract that he wants, and the ink runs out, so he can't sign it, but the deal's still on the table. Inconvenience.
What I hope is he found all of his earring backs, but then he can't find the earrings.
That's it. And matter of fact, you know what I you know what I want? You know what I honestly hope? I don't even want that. You know what I want? I want him to do what we had to do back in the day. When you lost the earring backs, you had to find a pencil and rip off the eraser.
Get the eraser?
Put the eraser on the back, and how you would still feel the eraser on the back of your ear right there, because like I think it was too thick. Oh, that's why Steph, and he constantly feels it. That's how much I dislike Steph. But he was Finals MVP, and it wasn't even close.
That was the back.
No lie. He was Finals MVP before going to the finals. Like everybody knew. Like Golden State kept winning, and everybody's like, yo. Because of what Steph Curry was showing out, if the Golden State Warriors end up winning the fucking finals, it's going to Steph Curry. Everybody knew that.
That's true. That is true.
Definitely wasn't going to Draymond.
I'm not listening to Damien. Pride as you were with Deshaun Watson. What question did you have for us, my good sir?
So, Deshaun Watson, before we roll up out of here. In terms of quarterback rankings, where do y'all expect him to be by the end of the season? Just quick projections.
Out of the top 10.
Shit.
So you think 15. Even no matter what he does, you think he won't even be looked at as a top 10 quarterback?
I don't think he'll have enough time to perform to top 10 capabilities with the time he'll have on the field.
What if he comes back and throw like 500 yards, bro? Like,
hey, he just proved all the haters wrong, like, and he proved me wrong because I'm not hating on him, but I just don't think coming back and what you'll have. How many games left? 11. Because it's 17 games now. So
I'm not even going to say 11. I'm going to say 8 because if Cleveland's out of it, they'll just go back to Brissett before the season's over.
No, I don't think so. I don't think they'll do that. That wouldn't even be smart. Because I would have Deshaun Watson play every game just so that way you can always have something to build on next year.
But it's 17 games now, right?
Yeah, 17.
Right, so he would have 11 left.
11. I think he plays.
I mean, he needs to play. He needs to play all 11 games. But I just don't think if you're really thinking about it from like missing. See, it's not like basketball or baseball where you can miss a couple games and the season you still have a full season ahead of you. Like missing 6 games, you're practically almost missing half the season. You know what I mean? And not to mention, he has some receivers over there, but they're not any world beater receivers over there. I mean, they can still get the job done, but I don't think he has the weaponry or the time to prove that he's still a top 10 quarterback. At least not this year. Now, what he does next year with a full season is untold as of now. But I just don't think he'll have enough time to make up for lost ground. When we're talking about the Bradys of the world, the Joe Burrows of the world, and I like I said, I even think Deshaun Watson. I mean, not Deshaun Watson. Lamar Jackson is coming back on a revenge tour this year. So I just think it's going to be too much of great quarterback play to make up to try to get back in that top 10.
Frankie?
Yeah, I mean, it's real tough based on how he comes back, honestly. But I think I'm going to agree with Rob. I don't think he's going to be on the top 10. Like he said, way too much good quarterbacks right now. If anything, to be realistic, and I'm not even being, full on die Patriots guy, but I think Mac Jones is going to be above him this year. That's how I look at it.
Dustin?
In honor of our wonderful guest that we had last Friday, Deshaun Watson's not going to be a top 25 quarterback. No, just kidding. He's not going to be top 10, but he'll still probably land in that 11 to 13 range, where if he plays well enough, he can get himself into the top 10 quick category, but I just don't think missing those first 6 games, he's going to have enough time to get there by the end of the year.
So basically, if I understand what I'm getting from all y'all, it's not really from the talent perspective. You just don't think that he'll have enough time to be able to rack up the stats to prove that he's up there.
Yeah,
is that a fair assessment?
Yeah, and because he's coming to a new team too, so it's going to take him that chemistry factor to figure things out. So even if he has the talent to be a top 10 quarterback, just the lack of chemistry that he's going to have with his new team right away too is going to affect him. It's going to make him look. It's going to make him not look like a top 10 quarterback right away. Kind of like if you go back to his rookie year in Houston, his first 5 games with Houston, he didn't look like a great quarterback. That's because he was still trying to figure things out. I kind of put it similar to that, where the first 2-3 games with Cleveland, when he comes back, he's going to look like a rookie again because he's trying to figure everything out with a new team.
God damn. Okay. Question, is Watson going to the Hall of Fame when he decides to retire? Will this whole situation stop that from happening? Well, first of all, he's not a Hall of Famer yet. He definitely doesn't have enough time under his belt to even be a Hall of Famer. So if he were to retire right now, he wouldn't make it. And a lot of people would blame this. In my opinion, he's just not a Hall of Famer because I don't know. I he needs a little more time. Yeah, it's way too early for me to say that. You know what I mean? So
yeah, it's not like the NBA Hall of Fame where everybody kind of makes it in.
Right.
It's hard in the NFL. You really have to have your credentials up.
Yep.
He's lucky it's not like the Baseball Hall of Fame. The Baseball Hall of Fame is harder because you get fan votes.
Oh, wow. I didn't know that. That's crazy. But I know, they were just talking about, on a sports show, and they brought it to my attention. I'm like, wow. As great as Donovan McNabb was, he's not going to make it to the Hall of Fame, probably. And that's just shows you how great you have to be to make it to the Hall of Fame. Good ain't great enough.
You could say the same about Michael Vick too.
Yeah,
to be honest,
and he was a pioneer for the quarterbacks you see today, the Lamar Jacksons of the Pat Mahomes, Deshaun Watsons, Aaron Rodgers of the world, quarterbacks that use their feet. Michael Vick was the pioneer. Wait. Aaron Rodgers uses his feet. He uses his feet. He
does.
He's not. I'm not saying he's Lamar Jackson, but he shuffles out of that in and out of that.
No cap. He does. Let's be honest. He uses his feet all the way to the bank after he just finessed the Packers. So let's give him some props there. You feel me?
Hey, he's still running.
Still running, bro. He running. Oh, that's his heart though.
Looking like Cayman Poe.
Oh my God. Hey, Pride, what do you say? I love when you say, "What a time to be alive."
What a time to be alive, yo. What a
Jinkies.
Zoinks. Yo, I be saying too many things at the time. I gotta stop, yo.
Lost.
You said what?
Walls. Right. I'm always like, what does that mean? Is that just like laugh out loud, or something?
No. So lols, right?
So, laugh out loud.
So it's LOL, right? And then another way people say it is LAWLZ, right?
Oh, okay,
lol. Yeah, so I go lols, right? So that's kind of my way of like, you know what I mean? Because before when I was toxic and someone would say something that's not funny, I would stop and be more quiet. All of a sudden, I'd just be like, LOL.
But you gotta be home by 12.
I used to just be like, LOL. And then I got in trouble for it because I was in school and I said that. And my teacher, who did not like me at all, she was. You already know how she was. I said lols, and I actually what is it? 2 hours later, I got called down to the office, and they said that in my math class, I was screaming gang affiliated statements. I said because I was just at LOL. And I was just like, gang? I was like, look, and I was in 9th grade when this happened. I was like, lol. I was like, first of all, 90 pounds soaking wet. All right. You Google the word bitch and my face is there. Like my class photo is there. Okay. Like I fight and they call me reverse Floyd, right? You know how Floyd has like a 0 in his loss column? I got a 0 in my win column. All right. I get beat up by the lunch ladies. Okay.
See, Pride, you can't joke like that because then people want to try you. And then
you got to remember, Pride. You got to remember, Pride. Those lunch ladies make those sloppy joes extra sloppy.
But that's the thing, bro. I was getting slopped up. I'll tell you that right now, bro. Talk about a slobber knocker. Listen, and by the way, Rob, I want people to try me. Please, listen. I tell my fiance this all the time. If anyone thinks they can beat me up, please come beat me up.
I ain't Pride with straight games on y'all.
I'm just saying. I know listen. I always said this. Even back then when I didn't even know how to fight, I would always say the same thing. If anyone goes, yeah, man, I beat him up, I'd be like, come do it. Just come do it. Because it's one of two ways, right? It's a hypothesis, right? And how can you figure out the hypothesis is true, right? You gotta do an experiment, right? Now here's the experiment. Can you beat me up? Can you? That's it. You know what I mean? That's it. You know,
I like your facial expression with that. He was like, yeah, you gotta find out the hypothesis. And then he just heard the dramatic music. But can you beat me up though?
But the thing is like, because when I say it, people think I'm like, I'm trying to be funny. It's like, no, like I'm not. It's just like, if you believe you can,
come do it.
Let's just see, right? And then if you can't, that's fine, right? And if you do, that's cool too. But let's find out. Let's talk about it. Let's be about it, you know? Like lights, camera, action. What are we doing?
He said in the words of Braun Strowman, somebody gonna get these hands.
Bro, that
was one of my favorite sayings. Like,
my favorite.
They should have pushed him just for that.
Dog, my favorite was "I'm not finished with you." Bro, that just gave me flashbacks to what my girl used to say to me all the time. Every time I tried to run out the room after like I lasted 3 seconds, and she would just be like, "I'm not finished with you," and I was just like, "Okay, what a time to be alive, man." I tell y'all, bro, like y'all know I don't take myself serious at all. In case y'all don't know, I don't take myself serious at all.
We gotta have fun, man. We gotta have, especially in today's time, man. A smile goes a long way.
Oh my God, fake it till you make it, bro. Oh, can't use that no more because the same people who said that are the same people who had to quit because stuff happened, and then they're doing shows with the same people that they made fun of for their life choices. Interesting. What happened? My fault. I'm just saying it's weird,
loud, bro.
I just think it's weird. We knock people for being themselves, and you know, you talk garbage about them saying they're bad people.
I know you're trying to say it in your thought, but it's coming out loud, bro.
We're live. Oh, my bad.
Last time I checked, there was another morning show trying to imitate our morning show going on at the same time.
Oh my God! Now Dustin,
they want the smoke. They want the smoke.
Rob.
ASAP in the morning wants all the smoke.
Oh my God. Yo, fuck it. Fuck
No,
it.
it's just weird. We knock people for.
I don't need no
being
coffee in sports. I just need ASAP in the morning. I mean, whoops, did that come
Fuck
out
it.
loud?
Yo, he's wild.
He said he wild.
I didn't. Realistically though, bro, I didn't know ASAP in the morning had stepchildren. That's insane.
Apparently so.
That's insane. But
for those of y'all wondering, when you start a business, always remember, do not fall back to the people who try to take your business from you originally. Food for thought. Ladies and gentlemen, it's been ASAP in the morning. Frank, you got any final words?
Do you really want to know?
stick to your true people. Don't trust everybody you think you can trust, and make sure you're fully awake in the morning time before actually choosing the decisions.
Ooh,
but
Frankie.
But other than,
everybody, brother.
Everybody else coming out for blood, so I might as well come out for some guts. But whatever, right?
Enter my mouth,
because
I like the blood and guts reference. I love it. I love it.
You got certain people. Well, you got certain people out there that's like, they need, mental health and stuff. I understand you need mental health, but when you throw in your physical health and be like, it's not gonna happen. I'm sorry, nothing can happen with your physical health, bro. When you're fat, you're fat. I accept it. I'm fat. I don't give a shit. My wife love it.
On God.
Hey, I tell them all the time, my wife love my stomach.
Bro, man, I'll tell you right now, dad buys the new 6-packs nowadays. So, But yeah, Damien, tonight, Yankees Mariners. We're about to smoke you guys because Julio is out, and Julio in English means loser. So.
Wow.
Wow. Bro, you don't understand, Rob. Yo, that hatred's been fuming in Frankie for a couple weeks now. Yo, it's been
Did you say Julio in English means loser?
So it's gonna be a good game tonight. I do gotta work tonight, but I am gonna be trying to watch my game when I can and get on Damien's face because Damien couldn't beat the Astros. You're not gonna beat us. I mean, you beat them in one game. Congratulations, but it's not gonna happen to us. But yeah, man, I had a good show with you guys, man. It was good to be back. It was really good. I'm glad we didn't have certain peoples on. I won't say no names.
Dustin, any final words?
The grass is not always greener on the other side, or in this case, sports are better left unsaid if you can't be with the same network you're going to be on.
Not even the presidents be staying. Presidents always get fired too.
I mean,
or quitting.
I mean, our president impeached himself.
True. Yeah,
how you Bill Clinton yourself?
Bro, how you try to Donald Trump the ASAP network? Just saying.
That's tough, bro. Robert, any final words?
I mean, you guys have said enough. As I've said before, I don't know everything that is fully happening.
Stop lying.
I only know what one person said, and then I know what the other person said. So I don't know. I wasn't there in the room with any of these dudes when any of these things happened. I just know Jay came with evidence.
That's it.
And that's all I know.
That's all we know.
So if everything did go how it said that it went down, it's sad. But that's also one of the reasons that I wasn't a complete person that sent money every month because I don't know what's happening with my money. So
that's why I never send money at all.
You know what I'm saying?
Yo, real talk, that guy. Me too.
I mean,
I think I've sent it twice.
I mean, my thought process is unless I'm seeing something come in return, why am I sending money to you in the first place?
Right, but my thing is that exactly. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna support the cause, even though I will say this: if you're gonna ask people for monthly dues, you should tell them that before they sign up on your network. Because I was like, hey, come be on the network. And I'm like,
show
and
us.
Then all of a sudden it's like, y'all got to do monthly dues. I'm like, where in the haberdashery did that statement come from?
Or show us where the money's going, what it's being used for.
Right. But anyway, besides all of that, it just sucks.
We should start a civil lawsuit.
It just sucks that it could not have been resolved with grown men sitting down and hashing out their problems. So my thing with that is, if you're gonna, and I know Frankie wild as hell.
We're not laughing at you, Rob. We're laughing at what Frankie just said.
I know.
Yo, Rob, with a straight man, this man talking about we should do a civil
lawsuit. We gonna Deshaun Watson on that, you know. We're gonna hire an independent arbitrator.
Oh, you know who do got evidence? Us. You know who don't? Deshaun.
I'm gonna say this, bro. I'm gonna say this, and we'll leave it at this, right?
Yeah.
Everyone makes your own decisions, right? Everyone.
You're making me roll a blunt right now.
You say stuff and all that stuff.
Up.
I just want to say one. I just want to say a few things. First of all, if you got real mental health issues, go get yourself checked out, right? Because as a dude who went through his own stuff, and still goes through his stuff to this day,
right? You know what I'm saying?
Me?
I take that serious because I
me too.
I got things that I don't bring to the light because it's not everybody's business. But
Same.
I battle mental health. So,
we all go through it. But that's the thing about ASAP. We one big family. We could talk to each other about it. Yeah. We all got each other's backs because we all go through it together. Yeah. But when you try to say that, bro, and you like just back out and don't even like explain yourself, and then 2 days later do a knockoff,
no, it's fine. It's I will listen. This is my thoughts and feelings on it.
Well, they know how me and Frankie feel. # stand with pride.
100%. I appreciate it. You know what I mean? And I will say this to my dying breath. You know what I mean? No matter what, I just go wherever the evidence lies. Point blank. Period. If I'm listening to two people and someone shows me the evidence, I don't care how much I think I respect you, how much I think I like you, and all that stuff. It don't matter, right? Because at the end of the day, I'm looking at concrete evidence, something I cannot look away from, right? We all made our decisions. So all the people who are on the fence, don't listen to me. Don't listen to Rob. Don't listen to Dustin. Just go find the stuff out yourself. Make your decisions from there. Because at the end of the day, that's all you need. That's all you need.
Can I give a personal shout out?
Please go ahead,
Rob.
I
would like to give a personal shout out to Mike Hughes. Because I think a lot of the conversation goes underrated, that Mike was able to take a step back and go to both parties and say, okay, what can you provide me and what can you provide me? And then Mike also came back to the group and say, this is what's been presented to me. And it kind of helped the decision to stay here a little bit more. And I appreciate you, Mike. You're a fellow Chicago brother. And I love the way that you think, that you wasn't so quick to just jump sides, that you said, I need the evidence presented. And shout out to you, Mike Hughes. Shout out to you.
I agree with everything except that part that you said that you guys are Chicago brothers. You're not really from Chicago.
I'm from Chicago. Hey, I'm from 70. Hey, I'm from 72nd and
you're from Chino.
Right, I'm from 72nd. So all my people in Chicago know what it is. I was born at Michael Reese Hospital. Hey, Chicago in my blood, baby.
I don't know.
We ain't talking about sports because I done put some work in Chicago that got a lot that ain't sports, baby.
Rob, the CHI you're talking about stands for Chino.
What'd you say?
The CHI that you're talking about stands for Chino, not Chicago.
Tino. Ole.
You love to see it. You absolutely love to see it. But yeah, we'll be back here tomorrow morning, 10 a.m. Eastern, 9 Central, to talk more things sports. Definitely going to be touching on that Jalen Brunson situation. And should we let New York really get away with that? Kind of feel bad for them. So perhaps that should be on the table. And plus, the same thing with the 76ers. Should we kind of let that slide as well? Who knows? We'll give our thoughts, opinions, and all that stuff tomorrow. But until then, it is your boy Pride. On behalf of Frankie, Dustin, and Rob. Shout out to Jonathan Mathis, who also was here. We'll be back here tomorrow. Until then, y'all know what to do.
We go.
Whole sports all plays. Whole sports all plays. Hard sports all plays. 365, we making a plays. We talking the game, get you to the days. We're high in the court, the dime in the lane. Variety, topics, living the same. All presentation, sports information. Hitting the airways, taking the nation. All sport, all plays, like working your faces. Grace at the field, so tie the laces. Hard sports all plays.